We will now call the Fayette County School Corporation Board of School Trustees Business Meeting to order. We're here at the Administration Building. It is Tuesday, December 11th, 2018, 6:30 p.m. And welcome to everybody that's here tonight. We're going to start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Mrs. Denham, would you select a few students to come up?
We have 3 already.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. I have 3 volunteers already.
Okay, great. Thank
These
you.
3 young ladies.
Please lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, tonight we have representatives from the middle school, some choir and band students, I believe, both, with Jennifer Clifford, who is our choir director, and Adam Dolphy, who is our band director. So we're going to go ahead and let them begin for us.
First, we have Matthew Edwards and Ethan Russell. They're going to sing Jingle Bells for us.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha, bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We ran into a drifted bank and there we got upsot. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
And now Kylie Smith is going to sing Silent Night, a verse in English and in German.
Hey.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, bright. Shoved in Himlejaru. Shoved in Himlejaru.
Okay. Go ahead and move those things. Before you, we have 10 of the 44 sixth grade band students who have come to play 2 pieces, short pieces, from their recent holiday concert. We're going to play Lightly Row and Jingle Bells. Let's share some screens.
No, these are sixth grade band.
Yeah, these are beginning band
These are
students.
beginning band. They have a concert.
Lightly Row is first, and then Jingle Bells. Five, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, we are also going to perform Jingle Bells. Five, 6, 5, 6, 7. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And go that way. The room for our seconds.
Getting too loud.
That was fun.
Just follow him, Rose. She works at Dollar General. She works at the Dollar General. Oh, no.
Well, that's always fun. We enjoy the music and entertainment. It's hard to get back to a meeting. I'll prefer to sit around and listen to kids sing and play. Yeah, I know. Right, and the crowd's gone. Not that you guys don't matter. You all matter.
You're still important.
Yes, right.
Roger.
Okay, back to business. I would like to seek a motion to approve the agenda as submitted and amended.
Make a motion.
Thank you, Andy. Do I hear a second?
Second, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Chris. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any patron comments on agenda items? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Excuse me. Which includes the approval of minutes from the regular business meeting of 11/13/18, the personnel report, retirements, resignations, leaves of absences, etc., Approval of the November 2018 claims 51622 to 51883. The appointment of Stephanie McCann to the Fayette County Area Planning Commission. End-of-year business office procedures. And then donations. A donation of $1,200 from the employees of Roots to assist with student negative lunch balances and provide for second helpings for students. A donation of $1,799 from the Rush Shelby Energy for Whitewater Career Center to purchase an industrial paper cutter for the graphic design program. And a donation of $500 from Sue Evans for Maplewood Elementary School. And I believe that last donation is in memory of her husband, who was a custodian
Yes.
at Maplewood.
Sue was the custodian.
Sue's the custodian, but in memory of her husband.
Yes.
Okay,
Passed away last fall.
okay, so I thought I would share that. So, I would like to seek a motion for the consent agenda.
I so move.
Thank you, Ann. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lori. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we will move on to action items, personnel reports, recommendations for employment. Mr. Collins.
Yes, I am acting for Mr. Serqua, who's recovering from surgery and doing well from what we hear. So we have some action item recommendations for employment for your consideration tonight. For certified staff, we have Rita Bishop, adult basic ed teacher, Kim Carroll, math department chair at CMS, and then Leila Mills, ABE teacher also, taking on another assignment. For classified staff, we have Tyler Collison, a Title I educational assistant at Everton, Melissa Rao, family service coordinator with Head Start. Extracurricular, we have Jennifer Clifford, choral director at CMS, Kristen Day, assistant swim coach for CHS, Megan Durstein, special education department chair at CMS, and Lisa Harrison, our health science department chair at the Career Center.
Thank you. So I'd like to seek a motion to approve the personnel report.
I so move.
Thank you, Ann. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Chris. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we will move on to the approval of the 2019 school board meeting calendar, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. President. In your package, you have our meeting schedule for 2019. We have followed a similar schedule with corresponding weeks. I would like to note that on January 15th and April 16th, those do fall on the third Tuesdays of the month, as we've had as a past practice, just with the winter holiday and then spring break and different conferences and things that go on. So that is the only variance in the second Tuesday of the month. And then we also we will not be having the formal budget hearing session, the second meeting in August, because Janie covers all that meeting, all that information with you. So that will be presented at our regular scheduled meetings, and then we have our public hearing on the 2020 budget in September. So this is the calendar, and I present it to you for approval for 2019.
Okay, I'd like to hear a motion to approve the 2019 school board calendar.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mark. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Andy. Any discussion? The only thing I would say is I know that there's going to be, it's not slated for a time yet, but on April 16th, just make note there will be an executive session, right?
Thank you. Yeah, that's to be determined on how that format will be. So yes, we just had not set the times, knowing if we'll do before or after, or if we can accomplish it all. So yes, that will be to be determined for the executive session.
Also on the website, when I was reading, it says, I believe it says that the meetings start at 7 o'clock and they start at 6:30. Was it changed? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, now we will go down to the approval of the professional service agreement. Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. President, Board. We have an agreement with Lewis and Kappas with Michelle Cooper. Michelle has served as our board attorney during my tenure as superintendent, and we've been very pleased with the service she provides and the guidance. And we would like to continue that partnership. The terms of the agreement, other than the dates for this to be effective in 2019, her fees have not changed, and she still provides to no-charge trainings for our board and for our administrative team, and that will continue to be offered by her. So I support this and appreciate the partnership we have with her and present it to you for approval.
Thank you. I would like to entertain a motion for the approval of the professional service agreement for Michelle Cooper.
I so moved.
Thank you, Ann. A second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Chris. Any discussion? All those?
She's great,
Yeah,
yeah.
provides a lot of good guidance for us.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, the board has now for its consideration a resolution to increase the school board meeting stipends. And this resolution would amend board policy 1.14 to modify the per diem allowance for board members' attendance at each regular meeting from $80 to $90, and modifying the per diem allowance for board members' attendance at each executive and special public meeting from $40 to $50. The resolution also authorizes the board to waive its requirements in policy 1.22 relating to the adoption and amendments of board policies. Before I ask for a motion, I just wanted to give some limited background or a little history on that. I had inquired as to when I had inquired to the Indiana School Board Association what the average board pay was for meetings and for public meetings and special meetings. And it was circulated to all the board. It had a nice template. And it did appear we were on the lower end of pay, but I did want to take into consideration if there had been some adjustments made in recent years. And it looked as if there had not been an adjustment to the pay, at least in 12 years, I think, Cindy. Had we looked back, it had been quite a while.
We added committee. We added
Committee.
committee. We
Yeah.
added.
No.
Right, but no change in the stipend change. So, we discussed it, the increase I felt was a modest one of $10. Again, will now be a little bit more centered, we still aren't at the high end, and I think the public needs to know that what we get paid and that none of us are doing this for the pay, it's not. And that's a good thing. We wouldn't want anybody here that is just here for money, so.
Give you the wrong spot.
Right. So, and also this waiving the requirements in policy 1.22 relating to the adoption and amendments of board policies. Usually there's a first reading at one meeting, then there's a second reading at another meeting, and we're waiving that to do it all at this meeting. So, again, that's all for everyone's approval here. So, I wanted to ask if there would be a motion on this resolution to amend by board policy 1.14 to modify the per diem allowance for board member attendance at meetings.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mark. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lori. Is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we'll now go on to the recommendation of course change. Ms. Corsaro.
Okay, thank you, Board President. The CHS Curriculum Committee recommended to the Curriculum Planning Committee to add the business course Strategic Marketing to the 2019-2020 course schedule offering. This course is going to replace the course Entrepreneurship and New Ventures Capstone, and the reason they've requested to do this is because the Entrepreneurship and the New Ventures course is now requiring the kids to take a prerequisite course before taking that course. And they're fearful that some of our ECHS students that are trying to complete the business pathway will have a difficult time doing that. So they're asking to the board's approval to change that course from that entrepreneurship to the strategic marketing. So I'm asking for the board's approval to honor the CHS committee's request to replace that course.
Thank you. I would like to entertain a motion on the recommendations for the course change.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Warren. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Thank you, Andy. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We're going to go on to the permission to advertise the sale of Whitewater Career Center vehicles. Ms. Kellum Tollett.
Thank you, Mrs. Jacobs. In the past, sometimes when we've had surplus vehicles, we have elected to offer them for sale under sealed bid instead of hiring an auctioneer. The items are advertised in the newspaper, and then we accept sealed bids here like we do when we're wanting to buy something, the projects. So the Career Center, a few years ago, had a vehicle that their auto programs had worked on. It had been totaled, and we sold it under sealed bid. They've now been working a few years on another car, a 2012 Ford Fusion, which they would like to offer for sale. In addition to that, they have a 2000 Chevrolet Blazer that they used for several years. I don't believe you've used it a lot lately, have you?
We just use it around campus, move things
Yeah.
around. Kids do fun.
That they'd like to offer for sale also. So we're seeking the board's permission to advertise for those vehicles for sale and to accept sealed bids to sell them.
All right, thank you. I would like to seek a motion for permission to advertise the sale of the Whitewater Career Center vehicles.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Laurie. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mark. Any discussion?
Jenny, where does the money that we get from these go?
It'll go back to the Career Center. The one that was, the Career Center purchased them.
Okay.
I would assume when we sold the vehicle that had been rebuilt before, they used those proceeds to buy another total vehicle to restore.
Like buying junk.
Yeah. So I would suspect
In
that might
other
be their
words-
plan again, to reinvest that in the program, so they have something to work on.
It's recycling.
Yeah, we actually have a 2013 Tahoe that should wrap up, I'm thinking, maybe in the first semester next year. It's ready for paint interior. And I know people go, wow, that takes a long time. Well, when kids are doing it, it's tedious to teach that process. So what we do is we try to have a vehicle in reserve that we can start the process from the ground up while we're finishing the other. So it keeps kids in
Yeah,
line.
and
One
it's-
thing to note too, we did offer all three of these back to our cooperative schools, all 6 corporations, and put a reserve bid on them. And what will happen is we do have one bid on the Blazer. If that bid is the highest bid, it will still go to that school corporation. We will take the highest bid, trying to get the most back, so.
Okay.
The third vehicle was the Suburban that you've seen, and Fayette County Schools is buying that, was offered for sale to the co-op schools. And so we're just going to transfer the title. The title is in the name of Whitewater Technical Career Center, FCSC, so we will pay the Career Center for that vehicle, and we'll retitle it in the school corporation's name. So, good.
Thank you. Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor of the motion for permission to advertise the sale of the WCC vehicles, raise your hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, now we will move on to recognizing one of our own.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor, would you come up here with me, please?
Reluctantly,
Reluctantly, it looks like.
If he still had the keyboard, he would sing for us, he told me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
During my first tenure here, I got to know Warren when he joined the board in 2004, and I was a principal and then moved into the HR department as the personnel director and was able to work with Warren during that time. And then he served for 4 years, and then he started another term in 2010 and is completing 8 more years. So total of 12 years, 4 years as vice president of the board. And I want to say thanks to Pam for sharing you with us for 12 years. That may have been hard, or she may have been happy to do that. I don't know. But, no, I just want to say, Warren, when I came back home Warren was a big supporter for me and has always been very open, honest, and has given me good advice during my time back in my 2 years as superintendent. And I just want to thank you. Thank you for your commitment to our kids. And I do have your 1968 yearbook photo I was going to pass around for everyone to see too. And we were Kim pulled it out for me and I thought, wow, just cool. You know, you've been invested in this community your whole life and I want to thank you for that service. And a small token on behalf of Fayette County Schools. Hope you can display this somewhere in your house and I just want to thank you for your,
We'll get another one.
you know what? We can fix it.
First the squirrel,
Megan?
and then the statue.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the other part? Right here. I should have taped, sorry. So anyway,
Where's the Super
I will
Bowl?
give you the this person and have a we'll fix this. Okay?
That'd be great. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, that lovely.
I just want to say that Warren has always been a role model for me from my last time on the board. Warren displays the character and qualities of anybody who's going to serve in governance. He's level-headed, he's thoughtful, he does his research, and he talks to others. And for any of us who are on the board, we could look to Warren as an example of how we can work together in the future. I have tremendous respect for you. You've inspired me and to be a better board member. I've always looked up to you, and I just wish you best of luck in all you do from here on out.
Thank you.
You're a friend, not just a colleague.
We have you taken care of here.
Oh.
I told you we could fix it.
We can fix it.
But you hold on to this one, okay? We'll trade you. Do you have any words you would like to share as we put you on the spot with your...
Sure. Being a school board member has been a great experience. I've learned a lot. I probably learned more this last 12 years than I did my first 12 years as a student. And it's been a good experience, and I really appreciate the Fayette County community for giving me this opportunity to serve on the school board. And to all the people that make up the Fayette County School Corporation, if there's a better place where a person could be a school board member, I can't imagine where it would be. Thank all of you.
Wait, did she get the picture of the breaking, or did she?
I just snapped away, so we'll see.
Please share those. If you pass around Warren's yearbook. I thought there's some cool pictures in there. It actually has the groundbreaking at CHS here on the hill too. There's some neat pictures in there from that, some cool history at the front. So I wanted to share that. Thank you.
While we're passing that around, this is the time for public comments. Persons wishing to make the board aware of suggestions, ideas, and/or comments may address the board at this time. Comments which involve personnel or students must be discussed in private. Seeing none, we will move on to report items. Superintendent's discussion group report.
Okay, then this.
Okay. Principal director's reports. Director of Human Resources, nothing?
I'm okay, I think, for that one.
Okay. Director of Finance.
I'm gonna pass this evening.
Assistant Superintendent report.
I just want to thank Warren for his service to Fayette County Schools and all that you've done for me as an individual. I also have a lot of respect for you. I wish you the best as you venture on. And then I'd like to give a shout out to our swimmers. They worked collaboratively with Centerville and raised, what was it, $3,300?
Yeah, I think so.
For the American Cancer Society. And Daryl Drew also took the plunge and went into the pool afterwards. I'm not sure if he brought a dry set of clothes or he had to wear the wet clothes home, but the kids always enjoy that. Mr. Collins didn't get to go in this year because it obviously wasn't at our
Grady
home
went in
pool.
for me though. so-
Oh,
Yeah,
Grady,
Grady was
yes,
in.
I forgot, Grady Tate went in for him, so just shout out to those kids, they really enjoy that and they do a great job.
And they all
So-
come together,
Yeah, they do, so,
Grady
all I
in
have.
the pool was something else.
yeah, I bet.
Facebook Live.
Yeah. Superintendent's report.
Thank you. A couple things. One, if you saw the paper today, I want to congratulate Alex King, recipient of the Lilly Scholarship. So, outstanding kiddo and family, and I'm very happy for him and for his family. It's quite an accomplishment. I want to commend Kelly, who's here, McCollum. We are serving more preschool-age children than ever. Through the hard work of her team and Kim and all the people, Janie working on the finances, to help create 2 new Title I classrooms for preschool. And we have about 230 kids currently being served, and I believe we have opportunities to continue to grow that program. And I think there are opportunities for us to look at creating an early childhood center. I've mentioned that in the past, but I would like to begin some work with the board and the community on looking at some ideas. Remind you of our breakfast Thursday if you can come. I am cooking, and I hope it's good. I have my apron ready for that.
Mr. Warren?
Would also like to just thank all of our fine arts teachers and students. We have some really wonderful programs, and I'm a big supporter of fine arts, and I know this board has always been as well, and I just want to commend the work that they do. And you know, seeing 6th graders come in here and doing that, you know, that's building the foundation for Levi's program down the road, and some good stuff. So, and if you're free after this, the girls are playing Muncie Central at Spartan Bowl. JV's playing right now, so, and I know middle school's playing.
Our red team,
well.
our 8th grade red team is playing. They're fun to watch.
So head to the Spartan Bowl and the arena if you like, and that's all I have. And I wish everyone happy holidays and hope you have a great season with family and friends. Thanks.
I forgot to mention during the discussion group report, just want board members to be aware, in January, we nominate officers. So the positions of president, vice president, secretary, and assistant secretary will be coming up. So please be aware of that. If you, I'll probably send out an email a week or so before the next meeting to inform everybody again and see if there's some nominations before we come into the meeting so that we at least have some people to nominate. So I wanted to put that out there. So, for the good of the cause, anybody have anything they'd like to share tonight?
I just want to give a shout out to the high school choir and band students. They had a really nice program Sunday. And it's excellent that the public's invited and they can see what talent we have here. So it's very nice. And I want to thank Warren too. I mean, he's done a wonderful job. And, you know, there's lots of extras that go along with being a board member, extra committees and time and effort and all that. And it's all for the good of the kids at Fayette County. So thank you so much, Warren.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything to add?
Don't forget Everton's program is tomorrow, and middle school choir is next Monday. So hear more of the kids are doing.
There's about 4 more this week.
Yes, yes, it's full.
Yeah.
But they're really good, because the kids love it, when the adults show up and compliment them.
Okay, with that, with no other comments, I will seek a motion to adjourn.
For my last official act.
We always give you the
I'd like
honors.
to move that we adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Warren. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mark. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.